All right, after a series of deadly mass shootings, the Justice Department wants to change the way police respond to active shooters. Some law enforcement officials say that current training is simply out of date and that changing it could save lives. CNN's Joe Johns is in Washington. Joe, this is a very important issue. We're always looking for the right fix. What do we know about this?
That's right, Chris. Recent mass shootings have shocked the nation, including here at the Washington Navy Yard. A wake-up call to law enforcement. Now the nation's top law enforcement officer is expected to ask local police to change how they're trained to react in order to save lives. In the mass killings recently at the Washington, D.C. Navy Yard, police response was considered extremely fast.
Within 7 minutes, had officers at the building.
That's half the time of the national average response, but 12 people still died. And from what we know about the horrific school shootings at Sandy Hook in Connecticut, the movie theater shootings at Aurora, Colorado last year, and even going all the way back to Columbine, security consultant Chris Grollnek says time is of the essence for officers arriving on the scene because so much carnage can happen so fast. And he says the first officer on the scene, if he or she is alone, is expected to wait for help.
Respond once your backup arrives and use a contact cover approach so you're not on a suicide mission.
But sometimes those first officers on the scene end up waiting for more highly trained special weapons and tactical teams to arrive, and that adds up to precious minutes, which could cost lives. Two law enforcement sources say Attorney General Eric Holder will call on the International Association of Chiefs of Police to consider new training for all officers so that the first ones to get there can possibly take out an active shooter on their own without waiting for the SWAT team to arrive. Chris Grollnek focuses on teaching regular people what to do to protect themselves before the police get there. He says people who work in places where it could happen could use some training too.
Get up and move. Do not become a victim. Don't be a stationary target. And react by escaping the threat.
Despite all you hear on the news, mass shootings are extremely rare compared to other U.S. crimes, but it's so horrific when it happens that the Attorney General is expected to make his call to law enforcement today to the International Association of Chiefs of Police in Philadelphia to try to speed up the time it takes to engage active shooting suspects. Kate?
All right, Joe, thanks so much for this. Let's talk